You're probably wondering, did this help? Long story short, yes. Let me explain. Many videos about Japan say that it's a tourist-friendly country, meaning you could know no Japanese and be completely fine. However, as a tourist, I wanted to meet the Japanese citizens in the middle by learning some of the language. Our arrival and continued journey in Japan showed what being tourist-friendly meant. An English translation accompanied signs. Frequently used train lines had announcements that would be repeated in English, Korean, and Chinese. Everything else had announcements in Japanese and English. Many employees in popular establishments were also able to understand and speak English. Still, some were not able to speak it well. In that case, they spoke Japanese while gesturing in a way that would help provide context clues for non-Japanese speakers. Some were only able to understand English slightly. So, of course, being able to understand and speak even the slightest bit of Japanese helped make conversations smoother. I don't mean just when ordering in restaurants. This means interacting with locals, park employees, etc. Therefore, did learning trip-specific Japanese phrases and vocabulary work? Yes. Did having a basic understanding of conversational Japanese help? Yes. Some might think, maybe she's been learning for a long time. Maybe this doesn't apply to me because I'm not good at Japanese and I can't learn in a month. I am a beginner in learning Japanese. The 1 month of learning shown in my previous video was the most dedicated that I had ever been to learning it. Genki, I had never taken it seriously. Monikani, I ended up procrastinating on the lessons and reviews until I simply forgot about it. This led to a foundation in Japanese that was not so jozu. This is why I learned trip-specific phrases while reviewing or challenging what I previously learned. I knew that I couldn't learn Japanese in a month, so I learned what I could to meet the Japanese fluent persons in the middle for situations that I knew I would encounter. Of course, preparation does not mean that I was fully prepared either. The videos that I was watching spoke slowly for learners. However, when you're fluent in a language, you speak confidently and fast. The first time that you speak to someone in Japanese, they will speak at a speed that you're not familiar with. You might not even know what they were saying even if they spoke slowly. More so when you speak to someone in Japanese, some would naturally reply in Japanese. Fast, familiar, relieved that they don't have to muster up whatever English they can. In these situations, don't lose confidence. It's okay. Your ears will get used to the speed. It will also begin to pick up on words and phrases that are familiar to you. I adjusted by our second day in Japan because I practiced immersion and challenged my ears early. Others will adjust within less or more time. Take it at your own pace. Chances are, as a tourist, the places that you will be going to would have tourist-friendly features. Therefore, the moments that you have to speak purely in Japanese would include speaking with locals or park employees. Take your time. They will not rush you. Now, other trip-specific facts that I learned during my travels. IC cards can malfunction. It has happened to others, even locals, and it can happen to you. So what does that mean? The doors may not let you through even if you have money in your card. As far as I know, you can either buy a train ticket or you can approach a train attendant. The one my brother went to had magical hands. His malfunctioning card suddenly worked when all he said was, "Try it again." I've heard before that Japan loves their lines, but I learned that there aren't always any indications of where to stand. When in doubt, follow the locals. Of course, you may end up having to start a new line. In this situation, find a place where you're not disturbing others or not in the way. Another thing to note, sometimes you might get caught during rush hours. To walk on the left or the right, everyone is rushing on both sides. It's truly a scramble. Still, be mindful. No matter how crazy it gets, no one will try to bump you, so try not to bump them too. The stomach flu is very real, and it could happen to you too. When it does, it will fuck you up. Mine lasted for half a day, and it was the worst 12 hours of my life. I hadn't even eaten any seafood then, yet it still got me. I don't know if I was imagining it, but trains run rougher during rush hours. Also, even though the Shinkansen is smoother than most rides, it's akin to a plane on land. Both of these can cause motion sickness if you're not in the best of all conditions or if you're prone to motion sickness. Of course, this doesn't mean don't ride them. However, be aware and be careful. Escalators are not always guaranteed. Even if they are, they might be far away. So when planning your luggage, keep in mind that you may have to carry your suitcase even while sprinting to catch the train. This includes running up or down the stairs with a full suitcase. Japan was a stunning place. Everyone was respectful and everyone was kind. Some locals were happy to strike conversations, even with limited English. One local was so excited to tell my family and me about the sakura that bloomed early. None of us had expected that cherry blossoms would bloom in February, and his boundless excitement made us even more excited. I hope that everyone visiting this beautiful country also has a wonderful time. In the sky, overlooking the city, there are episodes written in honor of one myth. Maybe people don't have a lot of time, but if you do, I encourage you to read them. My favorite was the episode detailing how the man learned English by partying. The stories about these people that he partied with kept reappearing. What should have been a singular encounter ended up as lifelong friends. How lovely.